I had learned to live inside the dim of it, had made a kind of peace with what the darkness left, had built a life around the limits and the rim of it, and told myself that this was all there was, except I wasn't looking for a way out or a reason, wasn't searching anymore for what I lost the name of. And then you walked into my most indifferent season, and simply were the thing I had forgotten how to dream of. You never tried to fix me or to save me from the dark. You simply brought yourself and let your presence do the rest. And something in the quiet of you reached inside my heart and lit the parts of me I'd given up on at their best. You're my light, not the blinding kind that overwhelms, but the steady kind that makes the dark feel less alone. You're my light in every room and every realm, the kind that turns the unfamiliar into home. I didn't know how dark it was until you came. Didn't know how much I'd been navigating blind. You're my light and everything has changed its name. The world is something different that I finally get to find. There are things about myself I only see because of you, reflections in your light that I had never caught before, the parts I had dismissed as irredeemably untrue, the versions of myself I'd quietly shown the door. You held your light up to them without judgment or agenda, let them find the shape inside, the warmth of being seen. And slowly what I'd written off as broken beyond splendor became the very things worth keeping in between. You never tried to fix me or to save me from the dark. You simply brought yourself and let your presence do the rest. And something in the quiet of you reached inside my heart and lit the parts of me I'd given up on at their best. You're my light, not the blinding kind that overwhelms, but the steady kind that makes the dark feel less alone. You're my light in every room and every realm, the kind that turns the unfamiliar into home. I didn't know how dark it was until you came. Didn't know how much I'd been navigating blind. You're my light and everything has changed its name. The world is something different that I finally get to find. And the most remarkable thing about your light is that you carry it without knowing that you do. You move through the world so quietly and right, unaware of all the dark you're walking through. But I have seen it from the place where I was standing, felt it reach me in the moments I had all but given in. And I will spend this whole life understanding kind that turns the unfamiliar into home. I didn't know how dark it was until you came. Didn't know how much I've been navigating blind. You're my light, and everything has changed its name. The world is something different that I finally get to find. You're my light, and I finally see. You're my light, and that is everything to me. I have had my share of wanting things that glittered, chased the kind of life that looked good from the outside, collected all the things that should have made me feel delivered, and found them hollow every time I got inside. I have stood inside the rooms that everyone was reaching for, held the things they told me I was supposed to need, and felt the strangest emptiness behind each open door, until I understood the only thing that I was meant to seek. Strip away the noise and what remains is clear. Take away the warning and what's left is true. Oh, the world is offered and I'm still standing here, and everything reduces to a single word, and that word's you. All I want is you, not the version dressed in perfect, not the highlight reel or anything that shines. All I want is you, in every imperfect and worthwhile, every honest and every complicated line. I have tried to want for other things and failed completely, because nothing else has ever had the weight that you do. All I want is you, and I say it so sincerely, that the whole of everything I am is pointing straight at you. There are days the world lays out its best to tempt me, puts its brightest things in front of where I stand, and every time I look, they somehow leave me empty, because none of them fit perfectly inside my hand. Only you have ever had that particular rightness, that specific gravity that pulls me back each time. Only you have ever had that terrifying brightness that makes every other warning feel like pantomime. Strip away the noise and what remains is clear. Take away the warning and what's left is true. Oh, the world is offered and I'm still standing here, and everything reduces to a single word, and that word's you. All I want is you, not the version dressed in perfect, not the highlight reel or anything pointing straight at you. And I am not afraid of how completely this has taken over. Not afraid of how entirely you have filled the frame. Because wanting you this much has made me more awake and more sober than any other thing I've wanted that I cannot name. So let the world keep offering its glittering distractions. Let it put its finest things along the road I travel through. I will walk past every one of them without a single fraction of a doubt, because the only destination has always been you. All I want is you, not the version dressed in perfect, not the highlight reel or anything that shines. All I want is you in every imperfect and worthwhile, every honest and every complicated line. I have tried to want for other things and failed completely, because nothing else has ever had the weight that you do. All I want is you, and I say it so sincerely, that the whole of everything I am is pointing straight at you. All I want is you, and I have never been more sure. All I want is you, nothing less and nothing more. Everything I thought was permanent has shifted. The certainties I leaned on have moved on. The plans I had, the ground beneath, the gifted stability I counted on is mostly gone. But through the rearranging and the unraveling, through every version of myself I've had to leave, there is one thing that is never gone to traveling, one truth that I have never had to grieve. In a world that keeps on moving without asking, where nothing stays the same from year to year, you are the one thing I am never tasked with grasping, the one constant that has always simply been right here. You're my always, not a promise I am making, but a truth I have already lived inside for years. You're my always, through the building and the breaking, through the laughter and the silence and the tears. Not always like a word that people say too easily, but always like the tide that simply cannot stay away. You're my always, and I feel it so completely that it doesn't need a vow to make it real today. I have watched the world rewrite itself in seasons, have seen the things I trusted turn to something else, have learned that most of life resists our reasons, makes its own decisions for itself. But every time the landscape shifts beneath me, every time I lose the thread of what I thought I knew, there is a compass that has never failed to find me, the north that I have always known was you. In a world that keeps on moving without asking, where nothing stays the same from year to year, you are the one thing I am never tasked with grasping, the one constant that has always simply been right here. You're my always, not a promise I am making, but a truth I have already lived inside for years. You're my always, through the building and the breaking, through the laughter and the silence and the tears. Not always like a word that people say too easily, but always like the tide that simply cannot stay away. You're my always, and I feel it so completely that it doesn't need a vow to make it real today. And I know that always is a word that carries weight, that most people are careful with before they let it go, but I have held it long enough to know it isn't fate. It's the conclusion of the truest thing I know, that you have been my always without either of us naming it, that it existed long before I found the word, and saying it out loud is just the claiming of it, the most honest thing these lips have ever heard. You're my always, not a promise I am making, but a truth I have already lived inside for years. You're my always, through the building and the breaking, through the laughter and the silence and the tears. Not always like a word that people say too easily, but always like the tide that simply cannot stay away. You're my always, and I feel it so completely that it doesn't need a vow to make it real today. You're my always, the word I was always moving toward. You're my always, the most certain thing I've ever known or stored.